Welcome back everyone to our emergency series running the entire month of May. So today is number 3, May 3rd, May Day 3. So let me know in the comments if you are 3 for 3. So today we're going to talk about engine failures after liftoff with runway remaining. So I think a lot of people have talked about this maneuver on their takeoff brief, right? Commonly you'll hear engine failure after takeoff with runway remaining. We're going to land on the remaining runway. But I wonder how many people have actually practiced that maneuver, right? Taking off and then landing on the remaining runway. So if you haven't practiced one of these before, it might be nice to practice it with your instructor, or it can be something that you could think about on your next flight review. So here's what would happen in that scenario, right? You start rolling down the runway, you're accelerating, you rotate, you climb a little bit after you lift off. Once you reach, say, 50 feet or so, you close the throttle, which will simulate the engine failure. And simultaneously, you want to pitch down and land on the remaining runway. So what's important here is to quickly get that nose over and get light in the seat, because the airspeed will start to bleed off quickly, right? And if you are holding that climb attitude and you chop the power, speed will bleed off quick. So you need to get the nose down. So some keys here. First of all, you really need to think about the runway length if you're going to practice this maneuver, right? Pick a long runway, because you need to calculate how much runway you need to accelerate, take off, climb, reach your 50-foot obstacle, say, and then land over a 50-foot obstacle, and then touch down, roll out, and stop, right? So you have to add all that together. And then give yourself some margin when you do this, right? So you might require 3,000 to 4,000 feet in order to pull off this maneuver, right? So consider that in your calculations. And then next time you're doing your takeoff briefing and you're departing some runway under 3,000 or 4,000 feet, you need to be aware that you probably won't be landing on the remaining runway. That's not even an option if the runway length is less than that, right? So you could expect like an overrun if you try to do that. So then another key, you need to push when you reduce power, right? Don't let the aircraft get too slow or you'll start dropping, right? So the stall warning horn will come on pretty quick. As soon as you start reducing the power, you're going to want to pitch down right away. As soon as you notice like a change in the engine RPM, you hear it reduce, pitch down. So you're at a really low airspeed, you need to act decisively. And then if you practice this, your takeoff call is going to be something you probably haven't done before, something along the effect of like we're practicing an aborted takeoff, we'll take off, land, and then taxi back for another departure. So there you go. Have you practiced this before? Engine failure after liftoff with runway available. So I hope you enjoyed day 3 of this 31-day emergency series, which is going to last all the way through this month of May. So let's chat again on day 4. Fly safe, everyone. Talk to you later.